What's up, RPG nerds? Welcome back to Octopath Traveler 2 in the tier list. I don't know why I said it that way. I'm Brighton from RPG Ranked, and if you enjoy RPGs, especially Octopath, please check out the channel, like, subscribe, check out more videos. There are a lot to come, and there are a lot that I have already passed, and you can go watch them. Anyway, let's get right into this. I'm going to be this is not a ranking video, selecting a character for each of these job classes, and I'm going to do two here so that you can actually see them. Otherwise, I have to zoom out way too much. Anyway, let's get right into this. Hunter. Who is the best character to have a hunter subclass for? And I think that it is going to be Hikari. The warrior hunter combo is always good, and of course, by the end of the game, you always just want advanced jobs. I know, but for a lot of the game, the warrior-hunter combo has always been one that I've liked in Octopath, and one that a lot of people have liked. It just gives them access to 2 more weapons, lots of other hunter abilities. It lets him debuff when he doesn't need to attack while he's waiting for BP to charge. It lets him, what am I saying? Yeah, precise shots so that you can get hit multiple targets with multiple different types of weapons, and it's all great. I really do enjoy the hunter-warrior combo. Alright, let's move on to the Apothecary, and I think that Particio is the man for the job. He's the man for a lot of jobs, but in this case, I'm going to be saying the Apothecary because it just adds to his jack-of-all-trades playstyle. For a lot of the game, he's like a BP battery, hired help. He has a lot of different support ability type things, sidestep, all this stuff. And I think Apothecary just adds to that. The jack-of-all-trades job. Those are the 2 jack-of-all-trades type jobs in this game. Apothecary, kind of like an attacker, paladin, healer type thing. And the merchant's kind of a caster, kind of a supporter, kind of a gambler type thing. So, I think it's just a good combination. And speaking of, I'm actually going to just talk about Casty and the merchant really fast. So the merchant now, it's the same idea. I think that Casty as a merchant's better than Particio as an apothecary, but it's just, I think that I like the extra support that it gives Casty. I like that it just keeps her like an all-around type character, gets some extra weapon types, and all that jazz. I just think it really works with her, keeps her a all-around good character. Alright, let's move on to Temenos, which, if anyone tells me otherwise, they are objectively wrong and they're kind of dumb. Scholar, easily the best job for Temenos. One of the best combinations in the whole game, Temenos Scholar. Elemental Barrage, breaking enemies to oblivion, especially if you have the Dance or Divine skill. It's insane. And he becomes like the ultimate healer sage type. It's crazy. Scholar was kind of buffed, kind of nerfed in this game, but in Temenos' case, it's a huge buff. So good. Such a good secondary job. Definitely check it out. Let's talk about the Cleric next. Let's move in the actual order. Agnia is going to be the best Cleric in my opinion. The Dancer Divine, give Prayer to the Flame, Sacred Shield, just awesome buffs there. Top of the Dancer, the dance session. And a healer. She could just become the ultimate support character, at least for a lot of the game. I think that Casty and even Temenos become better support characters at one point in the game. But at the beginning, she's like the ultimate support character, and honestly, Cleric really makes her that way. Alright, let's move on to Dancer, which is going to be Oswald. Oswald's just a big nuke damage guy. Like, he's just dealing a ton of damage, and that's kind of the whole point of his character. But if you're not really dealing damage, you want to have something to do. And I think that just being a dancer, I think that he's the one character that I would actually really put Dancer on, because it just gives him something else to do if he's not dealing the elemental damage. I think it's one of the weaker combinations on here, but I think it's still a good one. And he can buff and then himself, and then he can teach it to other people and all this stuff. Like, probably the weakest combination on this list, but still one that I did use for a while. So yeah. Alright, then Ochet Thief. Ochet already is a really good debuffer with her Beastly Howl ability, with all of her options as all of her options in terms of her beasts. I don't know why I forgot that word. And then you add leg hold trap, debuffing attack, debuffing defense. It's just being able to nullify buffs is the word I was looking for, with a baiting orb, whatever. And just all of that, I think it works with Ochette. It's just great. Definitely use this. And it really keeps her not really using SP that much. And she's fast, so surprise attack is really good. But yeah, keeping her as a thief makes so you don't have to worry about SP, since those are relatively low SP abilities. And for most of the game, until you get one of the secondary job classes, she's going to be using... Honestly, Ochette's really just here for her beasts. Whereas Haunted was an awesome War Master in the first one, the beasts are a lot better in this game, so it really works out. And I think that just having some extra debuffs while she's waiting for her really good beasts to charge up is a good option. Alright, Warrior Throne. This one is just kind of a preference thing, kind of like Hikari. I just like the combination. It gives her extra damage capabilities, it gives her counterattacks, it lets her deal more damage, and it gives her some good abilities to have 2 turns in a row with. It just gives her extra weapon types, gives her a bunch of extra stuff. Just makes her have higher attack in general, higher HP. It's a good combination. And yeah, I try to speed run through this a bit because I've already made this video and I've kept these people. But again, this is an updated video. A lot of people are giving me hate speech because I didn't have the new jobs, even though I specifically stated that that was the case in the video and said I was going to make an updated video. You know, some people on the internet are just rude. Don't be one of those people. Anyway, but now you're going to move on to what you're probably waiting for, especially if you already watched the first video and are looking for an updated version. It's going to be the advanced jobs. And here, again, I'm going to go from just with the jobs, right? And first, I'm going to say the weaker one and then the better one. And I'm going to start with the weaker Armsmaster, and I think it's Hikari. Don't get me wrong. If you're not using Throne, use Hikari as an Armsmaster. However, Hikari's already completely broken on his own with learned skills. So if you're planning on using Hikari and Throne at the same time, make Throne your Armsmaster. However, if you're not using Throne, definitely put Armsmaster on Hikari. It'll just make him even more broken than he already is. But yeah, having Throne as an Armsmaster and keeping Hikari as a hunter or a thief is totally acceptable. I think it's great. That's what I'm doing currently, because 2-turn 6-fold strikes is always really good. Yeah, I really do like Throne as an Armsmaster, but of course I don't really even use Throne. If you're going to use Throne, make her the Armsmaster and Hikari just be OP already. But if you're not going to be using Throne, which you probably shouldn't be at the end game, but I think it's better to put Armsmaster on her if you're going to use both of them. However, I do say that Hikari's the worse option, but not the weaker option, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let's move on. I'm trying to be fast but efficient here. I think that I've really explained all that needs to be said there. Inventor, I'm going to say the weaker one is Temenos. Actually, I'm going to add the other one on here, which is going to be Agnia. These are just, give them some extra buffing and debuffing and support capabilities. I don't think either of them really need these, and I think that Agnia is better off as a Cleric and Temenos is better off as a Scholar. Honestly, just those are the best options for them in my opinion. However, if you want to use a secondary job, I think these are the better ones to use. I think the Agnia as a Conjurer is nice because it just adds that extra layer of depth on what she can actually do. And Inventor is just nice for Temenos. It gives him options, not only elemental magic options, but physical options and debuffing, buffing, latent power filling, all that stuff. And it gives him that extra healing with Archer's Coil. So there's a lot of good stuff here, but these two I would not recommend putting on these advanced jobs. They're the two characters that I would be like, don't use, stick with Cleric and Scholar on these guys. But if you really want to use an advanced job on them, I would say these are the ones to go for. Alright, let's move on to Oswald. I'm going to put as Arcanist because with the Arcanist, he can use all the elements except for wind, but always just covering that with Agnia is fine. Windy Refrain is going to be better than anything else anyway, but yeah, Oswald having 5 elements, dealing a ton of damage as it is already. Then he can have 5 elements, have 1 true magic, and he can be a great elemental caster. Add on top of that, you get some buffing abilities that adds to his very limited but still there buffing abilities of Scholar. And you have a pretty dang good mage. I don't think you should waste Arcanist on Oswald though, because you could be using Particio. I don't know why I started with Arcanist. I should have went up to Inventor, but it doesn't matter. Particio, Arcanist is basically Tressa Rune Lord. Absolutely broken, but probably even better because I think Arcanist is just a pretty dang good job in general. You have a lot of different buffs and debuffs, and it adds to Particio being that weird, like, kind of support character. Here you can sidestep and stuff. You can reverse bad effects, you can prevent effects, you can reflect things. Like, you have a lot of like more obscure buffs that you have here, but since he gets a lot of BP and stuff, it's really good. And again, it's all about that broken sidestep combo. So yeah, definitely I would say here so far you should have a Hikari Armsmaster unless you're planning on using Throne and Hikari. Then Throne Armsmaster, him as a thief or hunter, and then Particio as Arcanist. I'm just going to move Hikari here because he is the better character, actually. So, yeah. Anyway. Then next is going to be Conjurer. Ochette. Yes, there we go. Why am I forgetting so many things? But this is one of the very few things that she can't do with any of her beasts is give you elements on your attack. So I think that this just completely rounds out everything she can do. It's crazy. And I don't think that using this is just, I think this is the best option. I think that she's the character that you want to pick for this. Wouldn't waste on any other character since she's a lot of a one-trick pony by the end of the game with provoke beasts. And she isn't really the best attacker. I think of all people, she should be the one buffing and stuff. And also, if you're going to use whatever that one ability is that disables actions for a few turns, I think Ochette is a good pick. I don't know. Conjurer is not really that good of a class, but I think that Ochette would be the best option for it. So, yeah. And then Inventor, Casty just makes her the ultimate support character. It's insane how good she can be as an Inventor. It adds to her look as well with the awesome hat, Inventor Casty looks awesome and is even more awesome as a character. Critical Scope, Archer's Coil, Changeable Catapult, whatever, the horn, Tin Horn or whatever. Just all of it really works with her character anyway, and it's just perfect, honestly. Inventor Casty. So I would say end of the game, you want to have Hikari as your Armsmaster unless you are using Throne. Then Throne Armsmaster, then Hikari, Hunter, or Thief. Always keep Agnia and Temenos as what I said previously. Temenos Scholar, Agnia Cleric. Inventor is my favorite subclass for Casty. Arcanist for Particio. Oswald you probably shouldn't be using at all at the end game, but if you are going to use him, Arcanist is probably your best pick. Or Cleric or Dancer, because you shouldn't be wasting Arcanist when you could be using it on Particio. And then Ochette is not really the type who even needs a secondary class, but I think Conjurer would just round her out a little bit. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out other Octopath 2 and 1 videos, and there's going to be more of them in the future. Check out some merch in the description. If you really enjoyed this video, this was my second take of the video. Hopefully it wasn't too brief. I try to be fast and efficient because I don't want to waste your time, nor do I want to waste my time. And I think I got out all the information that I really needed to say in this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot less ranty than the original, so yeah. Thank you guys all for watching, and please check out some other videos. And if you are a returning viewer, please subscribe. I would almost be monetized at this point if people would actually be subscribing instead of just returning. Please, I want to make money off this. I don't want to be working boring food jobs. I'd rather be talking about nerdy things that I love. So please, just help me out a little bit here if you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys all for watching. Peace out, RPG nerds. Have a fantastic day.